The short answer is sort of a lot. I think the value of feminism in my life and feminist literature, being able to read that has really been a journey of sort of coming to terms with my own experiences and being able to also give a name to that. And say call it patriarchy, for example. I think that's like really what feminism first did for me. And to sort of validate this sense of injustice maybe that I felt. And yeah, I think that's so it's really important, and it still continues to inform a lot of what I do. So when I was in undergrad, I studied literature along with psychology, and I remember that being like at least the formal introduction of the word feminism in my life, like feminist literature. And I had these amazing women teachers in the Department of Literature, and I think reading feminist literature was like the first time I began to think about it in this way, and think about the difference as a difference, between how, say, how men were treated and how women were treated. So I was like, 18, 19 then? Because when I was younger, I grew up in a family of 5 girls as kids, and there were no boys. So there was really like no way to compare. I mean, we didn't feel as if it was any different than it would have been for a boy. I mean, I think it would have been different if there was a boy in the house. So I think it was that then in undergrad that I sort of realized it and began to also think of and hold feminist values as important in my life. I mean, I think the dream, I suppose, of equality is for me a feminist value. It's something that to constantly work towards, and in all ways, right? Like in not just between all the genders, but in general, equality of how can that become possible, I think is an important feminist value, which is always, I think I had that before I called it a feminist value. Like I maybe thought about that, but yeah, that's one. And I think also, for some reason, for me, it's also the living of the feminist values on an everyday basis, which means so many things, but it's important to me that it be visible in my everyday life, in my interactions with different people. I don't know if there's an anecdote, but I feel it's a very, I feel like it's an anti-violence stance, anti-patriarchy for sure, but more specifically, I feel anti-violence somehow. I feel like feminist values are values of nurturance and empathy and kindness, which are really important to me, and vulnerability and emotion, So I think feeling like really thinking anti-violence on a very everyday basis in the work that I do, and so thinking about punishment or even those kinds of things as violence, and feeling very anti all of that. I think that's the example that sort of comes to my mind. Yeah. So many, but there are 2 that were really important to me. Like the literature that was first introduced to me was feminist literature writing, Virginia Woolf and Mary Wollstonecraft and these people. And I remember this essay which is called A Room of One's Own, which I just loved, about needing a room of your own. And another book, so Seeing Like a Feminist and Living a Feminist Life. These are 2 books that were really important. So I was thinking that of late, I think I've been reading a lot more queer feminist literature, and that is another, exploration of going beyond the gender binary also, that's been an important also step in thinking about this. And